Hey guys, it's James. I am outside my first passive flip in Scottsdale, Arizona. Only problem, I bought it from a fake seller.
James Dainard just walked over to my desk.
If you skip the first 3 steps, that's the easiest way to lose money. Typically, I'm up in Seattle, Washington, finding my own deals, hiring the contractors, getting it funded, and putting all the plan in play. But I found an amazing partner with Kara, who is running the show for us.
Hi guys, I'm Kara with Beckmann House, and I'm so excited to partner with James on this flip. So I'm doing all the heavy lifting. How does that make you feel?
Actually, I feel very relaxed. it's way better than I ever thought.
So come on in and check it out.
Well, it's amazing. So where are we at right now? For the first time in my life, I'm working on, or I'm involved in a project, and I have no idea what's wrong with the timelines.
So we are doing really good on our timelines. Actually, we've gotten quite a bit done just in the last month. So this entire wall has come down, our drywall is complete, interior painting is wrapping up, and cabinets are delivered. This install will happen over the next few days. Once we get our cabinets installed, it kind of rolls pretty quickly after that. So then we'll get in our fabricator, have them fabricate, get our countertops on, our backsplashes, and that's when the design really comes together. And we get our plumbing fixtures and lighting fixtures.
It's amazing what you've done in the last 8 weeks. How are we doing on the budget though? Like I see, like I'm looking at all these cabinets. This looks like a massive bill. Are we still in budget with this many boxes that are got ordered site?
Yeah, so I had to get creative with our cabinets. So we actually have 3 different lines of cabinets.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Sometimes we'll spend a little bit more in high-end areas. So that would be your kitchen and your primary bathrooms. And then maybe we'll scale back a little bit in the powder room. For example, we did a prefab vanity in the powder room, which is a vanity that looks beautiful, already has the top, the countertop installed, so we don't have to install our own countertop.
I mean, that is a great flip tip too, right? You can get the designer looking kitchen by plugging in different cabinet suppliers.
Right.
And again, you guys, that's a reason why I picked Kara. You know, not only did I know Kara for a little while because we met at a conference, when I was asking her specific questions, it wasn't just that she did flipped houses down in Arizona, it was, hey, I would ask her specific questions like, hey, how much does this cost? Or how do you control the costs? And she could give me very specific answers. And when you're hiring that operator, you want to make sure that they know the process, not just the theory of the process, because that's how you're going to protect your investment. But I mean, just knowing these costs is such a big deal. And I'm actually surprised you're in budget with how many this is way bigger than I was
It's a lot of cabinets. And I did get a tip. So I knew that January 1st, all of the cabinets were getting a markup across the board. So we rushed and we pushed those cabinet orders through before that increase came.
Okay.
We did that with our AC units too. So just knowing where those increases are happening across the board, get your orders in.
Yeah, you got to be on your stuff right now.
Have to be on it.
Yeah, so like what are they going to mark it up, 5% probably?
I think it was a 5 to 10% markup depending on the supplier.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It's a lot.
Through this 8 weeks, you've made, I mean, you're 65% of the way. You've hit some major benchmarks in it. How are we tracking on our costs? Because I know right now during like the pandemic and supply chain issues, that has been, I know in Seattle, I'm a good 10% to 15% over my budgets right now.
I will say it's more challenging to stay on budget with those constant price increases.
Yes. Yep.
So that's definitely been challenging. And that's where, you know, I'll have to look at maybe what my contractor would have charged me versus bringing in another subcontractor.
Yep.
So I brought in our own painters, we brought in our own hardwood installers that are significantly less. So if I know we can save on labor, it kind of helps to offset the increased in material costs.
Got it. So you're actually generally contracting this house, where you hired a general contractor, but you're also plugging in your own stuff. So you're essentially generaling the house.
So yes, we hire our own GC.
Yep.
But then we do take subcontractors out of his scope, and that's when we'll bring in our stucco guy, our paint, hardwood floor installer, our own fabricator, our own cabinet source. We'll install the cabinets ourselves. So we're taking a lot off the GC.
I get nervous when I'm giving other people money, but when we were talking probably like 9 months ago, me and Kara have a very similar construction process where we like to also hire a general and then plug in subs to keep your costs down. And by doing that, a lot of times we can save a good 20% on our budget because we're not getting marked up on trades that are very simple to put into play.
Right.
I call it the bundle method, where I have the general bundle all this in and I plug them in again. And so, but that's also why I've not been bugging you so much. You're like been updating me, giving me the track on the budget, who's getting
That's
hired,
true.
what we're doing.
So that is one thing to mention. So if someone is investing in you, make
Yes.
sure to keep them in the loop as to what's happening. Are you meeting those? Are you staying on budget? You know, if you even think you're starting to go over budget, let them know ahead of time. It shouldn't be a big surprise.
Yeah, and at the same time, you know, your operator always should be able to report. So Kara has done a phenomenal job. She sends me once a month, she sends me an update with the budget, how much money we've spent, where we spent it, the cost tracking, the completion dates. And that's, you wanna make sure that you invest in an operator that's always gonna inform you. But as the equity partner, you wanna also make sure that you don't backseat drive or backseat flip. You don't want to overreach, right? And for me, I've been sitting on my hands and I need Kara alone. We were talking about this the other day. I trust her, and the biggest thing is trusting your operator, giving them the funds, believing in the process. And if you don't believe in the process, don't give that person the money.
So this is a savings that I'm really excited about. So this beautiful tile, this is a great example. This is a beautiful designer tile. This retails at $14 a square foot. We got it for 99 cents a square foot.
99 cents.
99 cents. So look at those clearance sections.
So wait,
And it doesn't have to-
usually costs 14?
$14 a square foot.
Okay, so this is another great thing. You actually saved me, because you know, we're partners, 50-50 partners on this deal. So you just saved us $13. So Kara just saved me $7.50 a square foot on my floors.
Well, more than that.
I know, I want my employees to do that.
Okay.
We'll get to any more than that. If you work for me, watch this. Say what Kara says.
Another good tip. So we were going to have, well, the tile setters started to tile where the vanity would have gone. Even though this was only 99-cent tile, why would we put it under the vanity that you would never see? So we went ahead, we put our cabinet renderings up on the wall so they know where to stop the tile.
Yeah, and that is,
It's little things.
the little things add up, right? And I think me and you are definitely on the same page of that. But that's like just these little things. I mean, this is $200 in tile installed. And so yeah, saving $200 at the beginning. Again, why I picked you as my operator. She's, I won't say the word cheap because that's not thrifty. Thrifty is me. Thrifty is my best kind of order. So when I came through, it had an old travertine rounded corner, and actually I had never done this before. I was like, Kara, what are you gonna do about this? This is gonna be expensive.
And this had a tub.
Yes,
This was
it had
a tub.
that too. So how did you fix this for, because I was concerned that this would be like a $2,000 item. You're gonna have to reframe it, set your party board in.
So knowing that I was going to have to deal with this rounded corner from the beginning, I sourced tiles specifically for this corner. So normally I don't put a 12 by 24 tile in a shower. At least I haven't done that very often up to this point. However, I knew that if I had 24 inches vertical, that's going to save on cutting down versus doing little individual tiles to accomplish this nice rounded corner. And I think they killed it. They did an awesome job on the install.
Arizona's market, it's a little bit different than Washington, right? Is the springtime, springtime is our peak.
Spring's great for us.
Okay, spring's
the
great
winter
for us.
months are equally good for us because we have a lot of snowbirds.
Okay.
And there are a lot of people that come here for second homes.
Going back to the deal, when you first called me, you called me up and said, hey James, I got an opportunity for you. How did you find, give me the rundown of how you found this. Again, another great thing about being the operator is typically we're out knocking on doors, writing offers, we're trying to secure that investment. This time I didn't have to do any of that. So how did you even find this deal?
So actually a lot of people think you can't find deals on the MLS. My last four
That
deals.
is false.
That is false.
That's
and we're
false.
gonna prove it.
Yes.
The last four deals I found on the MLS, we come in below ask and we're turning great profits
Yep.
and they are sitting on the MLS. So it's just having the conversation. I am still a firm believer, just put in an offer. It gets the conversation going, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, the worst they can say is no.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
we actually get like 70% of the homes I buy are on the MLS. So when Kara brought me the property, The things that she brought me was she sent me the address, she gave me the location, she gave me a CMA, a market analysis of what she thought it was worth all done with a price per square foot breakdown. And then she actually sent me a pro forma too, with pro forma set up with financing that she had already ready to go. So from there, I could kind of evaluate the numbers, I could look at where the comps were, what we were gonna need to accomplish, and then we looked at all the numbers from there. Also, she let me know that she gave me the timeline. That's a very important thing to know as well. Do I need to come up with the full amount of cash, or do I have 30 days to get this all lined up? Because as the equity partner, that is my responsibility, is to pay for the property. God, this master is killer now. Like the tall ceilings, the bright floors.
Yes, the natural light is huge. We are in the process of our landscape update. So now you can see all the beautiful ficus trees that we've planted.
Yeah, that gives it such a great just visual from the master.
Yes, yes.
You get the flow, you get the greenery.
Yes. Fireplace update is in the process. And our primary bathroom. So this went through quite a change as well. There's a lot of stone.
This is where most of the work was, right?
Yes, yes. So there was a built-in tub that's transitioned into a freestanding tub. We replaced the glass block.
Oh yeah,
to match
that front.
Yeah.
Yeah, the staggered block to match the staggered wall. That was
Yes,
the front.
we have a lot of that in Arizona, so we put in a normal window. We'll have a beautiful chandelier in here. Had a little setback with our tile. We had a beautiful tile picked out, and this happens all the time, especially right now. We actually order a lot of our materials even before we close on the house to help speed up our timeline and stay on track. And the master shower tile was one of those items. We just found out that it's been delayed even further to March, April. So now we're plan B, ordering a new tile.
Supply chain issues.
Yes, changes on the fly.
Well, so we are planning on listing this in like 4 to 6 weeks.
Say 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks.
So we're hoping to finish construction in 4 weeks.
Yep.
And I'll stage it.
And you do all the staging yourself,
Yes,
right?
we do all the staging.
So in our partnership, do we pay for the staging, or is that included in the sale?
So since I have been staging a lot of properties,
Yep.
I have a lot of materials. I will say, for every project that I do purchase materials specifically for the house,
Yep.
but then we try to sell them at the end. So since we're buying materials that are for this house and they're perfect for the house, a lot of the new home buyers want to buy the pieces.
So you're going to be doing most of the staging, but we're still going to pay for.
Correct.
the
So
staging.
we'll pay for all the new pieces that are purchased for the house, and then if we sell it, that comes off of or the money just goes back to us.
Yeah, and you guys, that's also important. When you're working with your operator, you want to define the roles and responsibilities, but also what's not included and included. For example, staging is a third-party item typically. If I'm flipping any house, whether it's my house or I can be involved in a different house, we still have to hire the stager. So just because the operator is a stager or can do the staging doesn't mean that you don't pay for it. It's not free,
Right.
because it's not free for the operator. So all these little roles are very important to define as you're working through your paperwork and getting set up and moving towards closing that deal, because clear communication in any partnership will keep things going smooth. There's not unexpected surprises, and also it just keeps everything in reality to where people really need to understand what's included and what's not included.
Absolutely. And I think even when we were running through the numbers originally, we do have, I want to say it was $3,500 budgeted for stagers.
Yes.
So even if we chose to not stage it ourselves and bring in a stager, that cost was already accounted for on our spreadsheet originally.
I'm really excited to see all the progress in here. I think this thing's gonna turn out killer.
Good.
And I'm more excited to sell it and make my first check on my passive income.
I'm so excited for that moment too. I can't wait for you to make money on a flip that was totally passive for you.
Yeah, and then I might
And-
do 2 or 3 more.
And then we'll do it again.